On this rainy Monday night, I decided I was in the mood to listen to some jazz. So I went to Spotify and started to do some searching. I thought I'd try a playlist that somebody else had put together, but it started with Herbie Hancock, and I just wasn't really in the mood for anything that contemporary. So I decided to try some Count Basie, and I wasn't really in the mood for that either. Nothing that orchestral or big sounding. So finally, I landed on one of my standbys in my limited knowledge of jazz, Dave Brubeck, uh, "Time Out," and I think that's a classic recording. And there's always something about Dave Brubeck that it just really crackles with life. Uh, just a good energy between those musicians. So I've been enjoying that tonight. Earlier, I watched the first episode of Ken Burns' documentary on jazz. Somebody had recommended it to me. I didn't know that he had done a documentary on jazz, but I was eager to watch it. So I watched episode one, and it really is just an amazing story how jazz has so many influences and so many early players and people coming together and forging this sound. Not so much because they wanted to invent a new genre, but it just seemed to happen, and it happened out of a very American experience, combination of cultures and tragedies and various sounds, and uh, it's quite a fascinating story. So I look forward to watching more of that in the evenings to come. On the other end of things, earlier today I did a little bit of work down in my basement. I've been stacking up some boxes that needed some attention. So I broke down a bunch of boxes and combined some things and started to get rid of some things. And while I did that, I listened to a band that my brother Steve had recommended to me years ago called Single Gun Theory. Sort of a groovy electronic, um, uh, uh, more of a modern sound, and I always enjoy it. They do some sampling. The woman who is the lead singer has a beautiful voice, kind of dreamy electro pop, and the album is called Millions, like stars in my hands. Tiny daggers in my heart wage war. I think that's the exact title. Um, but just kind of a cool time capsule, probably mid to late 80s. I don't really know when it was recorded, but thoroughly enjoyed that. So good music to work to, and it bore good fruit.